Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I present to you Scrub Zero. Man. Ugh. What was I gonna say? I've been paying attention to some of this, some of the Laker news since they were officially eliminated from the playoffs 2 nights ago. Um, it amazes me. It really amazes me how people just keep themselves. They just you can't even. How do I want to say this? I've come across fans that believe that LeBron is just this amazing player. That him not playing defense is smart. That he actually is an elite defender. That he's going to be back next season. But then when you bring logic into it, they say you making stuff up. And you're ignorant, and it amazes me how people will do everything to hear what they don't want to hear. Like, if it doesn't align with what you're looking at, or they don't agree. You're like, you making stuff up. You lying. You this. You that. Listen, I'll make this very clear. I'm gonna make this clear. I do not think LeBron James is a great player. I certainly wouldn't call him an all-time great because he's not. You can say I'm hating this and that, but I don't think he's not. He is not this. He's not an all-time great. He's not this top player that his fans believe he is. Like, this dude doesn't play. You can see it all season. He doesn't play defense, though he never really was. He was at his best years. He was still a below average defender. That was Miami, and maybe like the first 2 years in Cleveland. But even then, like, not no, like really, his best years defensively was in Miami, and even then he was a below average defender. You're gonna, and people are gonna say, but he made first team all defense. But that's the media. They vote on that, and he's a media product. So I don't trust what they say. I could look at film. I could look at the games played, and I can tell you this guy's not a good defender. I can show you he's not a good defender. Plays where his footwork is poor, his positioning is poor. He gambles a lot. Like he'll get some steals and some blocks, but his steals is because he's usually gambling, or he's in the right place at the right time, or and that's just by happenstance more times than not. Or with the blocks, it's a lot of chase down blocks. But you know what a chase down block is? That means someone made a mistake, whether offensively or defensively. If it with the chase down, usually it's because of a turnover, or 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 bad shot selection. Then you have the bad floor bounce. And then because of the bad shot selection, you have to run back defensively. But that already shows there's a breakdown, because if everything's going right, you'll never be in a chase down situation. And we've seen a lot of times this dude fall asleep defensively. He plays the one man zone. His tenacity doesn't exist on that end. Like he'll have his moments, sure, but when you talk about playing a complete game, he doesn't. He's never been that kind of guy. Offensively, he's awful. He's not a great player offensively. He can't run set plays. He doesn't know how to run offense. He's a 4 out 1 in player, or five or even 5 out because he can't play. He doesn't know how to play with a big. He doesn't know how to space himself and let really let other players have success. He can't play off the ball himself. So everything he does is that's him himself. He's the ball handler. He's great at driving. He can do that. He can finish. I'll give him that. But if you have a big on the other end who's viable defensively, he struggles. His jump shot, he has no jump shot. Especially now these days, all he needs to rely on the fucking magnet. like he's a magnet ball shooter now. He has no post game. He has that BS post fadeaway, but he has to shoot that high so the magnet can help him out. Bro, come on. But I'm making stuff up. Why would I make stuff up about LeBron James? What would I have to gain? Even if there was something for me to really gain, I could come up with something way more believable. Like, this guy he's not good. I'm not going to apologize because he's not good. It's not my fault he never worked on the skill portion of his game. It's not my fault he can't hit free throws. It's not my fault that when he's down, he can't make a shot to save his life. He'll hit the last second shot when the game's tied. He'll hit shots once he has a lead. He's a front runner. He can front run. But this dude isn't great. But I've seen all these LeBron fans just find a way to defend him. Say he's gonna be back and this and that, and it's not his fault. Listen, it's not only his fault, but he is the star player. If you actually know what's going on in the NBA, you know he's running the show as far as decision making. At least he was until about midseason, like All-Star break, give or take, when the brass put down their foot and said we're sticking with Rob Pelinka. But beyond that, you know he's running the show. He wanted Westbrook there. He wanted AD. He wanted all these guys. All these guys that certainly the guys at the start of the season. He signed off on them. And everyone who really knows the game of basketball had the same question: why the hell would you pick up Westbrook? They play the same way. They're the same guy. The only difference between LeBron James and Russell Westbrook is height. Here's height. One guy plays all out every play, and one guy is a lot less reckless. Beyond that, and the height, they're the same dude. Westbrook has no lift in his jump shot anymore because of all the leg injuries. Like, they took their toll on him. Like, he'll be able to get up, like, maybe early on in the game, but you see it. Like, that shot is, and the shot was always flat, but now he has no lift in jumper, so he can't do a damn thing. We know LeBron never had a good jump shot, and now he has to rely on a damn magnet. And he's going for a scoring record as opposed to helping his team get better. Who has he made better? Oh. No, really, who has he made better? Don't say he made any of those. You can't tell me he made Kyrie better, because he didn't. Hell, the first time in Cleveland, he didn't make anyone better. Because a lot of those guys were made guys. Like, they were good players before him, and they adjusted their game to him, but he never adjusted his game to other guys. But I'm supposed to believe this dude is an all-time great. Listen. if you want to believe he's an all-time great, good for you. I'm not going to tell you you can't think that your opinion's invalid. But when you're saying that but don't talk to me like he. Like, when you're saying he's great, like no, he's great, and you have to like this dude ain't great. Like, bro, he's not an all-time great. He shouldn't. I know why he was put on that all-time the 75 all-time list in the NBA, but he's not a top 75 player. Heck, he's not a top 150 player to me. I don't think he's a top 150 player. I just don't. I do not see him. I do not see anything. He has a lot of talent. He's a very talented player who the league has catered to. From the very moment he came into the league, they've catered to this man. And I think they've been setting things up. Like, if you ask me, I would say they've been setting things up for him before he got to the league. That's allegedly, of course. But I think they've been setting things up for this man from before he got in the league. And once they got him to Cleveland, once Cleveland drafted him, they had they were like, all right, we don't need Kobe anymore. That's just my opinion on it. I think they screwed Kobe over. That's allegedly. It's all allegedly, YouTube, but I think they screwed Kobe over. And they tried to move away from him, but they couldn't because Kobe was just that great. But, you know, I'm supposed to believe this dude is an all-time great player. LeBron James. He's a guy. Guy with a lot of talent, but there's been a lot of guys who came in the league with a lot of talent. And like I said, he's not the only reason. Of course he's not, because it's not just him. He's not the only guy. But he gets the lion's share of the blame. Because y'all love to give him the lion's share of the credit. But he's never... But why couldn't he win with other guys? Why couldn't this man win without having plus players on his team? He needed D Wade and Chris Bosh, Shane Battier and all them boys. He needed Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith and Kevin Love, all them guys. He needed a pandemic situation, so that way get 4 months off, and then not every player and every team could stay. Not all those guys could stay. Could play in the bubble because not all of them wanted to. Like, everyone got 4 months off, but they went on with the season when they really shouldn't have. And LeBron James saw that there was really no one in his way, and he took advantage of it. Good for you. You won a tournament. You won a tournament chip. Congratulations. Now you're 361 Mafia. Listen. But even then, you still needed help. You needed an AD. You needed a Rajon Rondo. Because we knew deep down you could not pull this off. Like, if you're really this great, why do you need to be teaming up with all these players? Why not say, you know what, there's this young team, I'm going to build them up. Oh, that's right, you can't, because you're not that great. Because you don't know how to make guys better. You don't know how to build them up. You need guys who know what they're doing, because you don't know what you're doing. You see how that works? Some backwards ass shit, if you ask me. So, let that be a lesson. Now, LeBron James is a guy. He's like, and if we really want to get on about this, by all means, any LeBron fan, I'll be here. We can have a stream yard about it, and we can have the discussion, time and time again. Because when it all comes down to it, all y'all got are stats and accolades given to him by the media that loves him so much. And I'm supposed to believe he's a great player? No. No way. No how. And on that note, my people, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Make sure you hit the like button. Share the video. Comment down below. Subscribe if you're new here. Shout out to my guy. I'll do some shout outs real quick. Shout out to Polo Sports Talking ENT. Cias Jose Rodriguez, Carcino for Life. Jeff Bone the Bonehead. Welcome to HDTV. Who else? Black Mamba King 21 Gaming and Sports. C-Pen for the Win Show. We gonna hold it down for him until he get back up and running. Who did it this time? Definitely subscribe to him. Like he really puts out good work. Like his content's on point. So definitely subscribe to him. Lobo L0B0. Make sure you subscribe to him. He's exposing the magnet ball and all this weird stuff that be going on in Hollywood, and like all the underhanded tactics they be coming up with. He be breaking it down. Ticket TV, Ticket be going in on them cats. Like so, but he be on point. Too Raw for TV. Like I don't agree with him on everything, but he does put in the work. Make sure you subscribe to him. Damn, there's a lot of people. And of course, people will be viewing like True Viking, Vernon 85, Nerdy Blue, my man T Hub. Like T Hub, you cannot save these Lakers. It's too late for them. You can't save them. You can't. They can't be saved. Like maybe next season, but you can't save them this year, my guy. Like that's not happening. But yeah. And listen, there's a bunch of other people, and I appreciate y'all. Anyone who I didn't shout out. Like it's not because I'm trying to leave you out. There's a lot of people I don't always remember. Charge that to my head, not my heart. I really do appreciate all y'all. Anyone who checks out this video. If you wish to donate to the page, love what you hear, by all means, I appreciate it. I'll leave my Cash App and link in the description. I'll leave that in the description. If I need to leave in a pinned comment or anything like that, let me know. It's Scrub0, just on my username. SKRUBZERO. One word. And so, that's it. Appreciate everyone checking this out. Until next time. To heck with 361 Mafia. And I'm Scrub0. I'll catch y'all on the flip side.